Hello, Aries, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I help you choose growth and the healing of your inner roots. Today, I have a message for you about your intuitive spiritual journey. So let's get started. Okay, first card, we have the Hierophant. This is energy to represent you this week. I'm feeling with this card, we've got the seeking energy, looking for different ways of doing things, looking for different systems that work. You may be feeling like you're looking for different modalities, looking to see through different modalities, how things come together. And what's important to remember with this particular card is that all of these modalities eventually lead to the same place. They come from the same place, they lead to the same place, but the point of them is to allow the seeker to find their own true path. So you may find one particular modality is speaking to you more than others. You may find it's a combination, or you might even go off the book, off of these systems and find your own. And ultimately, it doesn't matter because they all lead you to the same place. Okay, let's look for beneficial energy this week. Another spiritual card, work. Three of roots. Okay. Now again, the message here is stay focused on what you know you need to do. Stay focused on your work and your particular brand of spirituality. I feel as though the message here for you is to dig even deeper. So part of why you may feel pulled to kind of run around and look at different things is because you're not staying with one thing long enough and you're not digging deep into the messages that are actually coming through. Part of it is, this is black and white and brown. That's not incredibly appetizing or appealing. We've got all these pretty colors up here, and it's almost as if, if it's not shiny enough or not attractive enough, you don't really want to go there. But the joy is actually going down, going deeper, going into the roots of what's going on rather than just looking at the top, the surface. Okay, let's look at what holds you back. Interesting, another 3. So we have 5 flanked by 3s. And this is our 3 of Swords. Okay, so what I am feeling from the higher guidance is that this searching around and looking for a path and not always going deep is because we're running from the elephant in the room. 3 of Swords, card is also called mourning. So there's something that has been lost and hasn't really been fully understood, acknowledged, processed, and then released. So Aries, all of this running around trying to find, well, I need to feel better, so I'm going to run to this. I need to feel better, so I'm going to run to that. Back behind there is just something that you're holding on to that you're not willing to let go of. And I know in my own life, as well as watching what's going on with this Mercury retrograde, we've got all of these old things coming back to us. And what we're being asked to do is figure out, do we want to keep them? Do we want to release them? But for you, Aries, this is something that is a bit deeper than surface, and it keeps surfacing in different ways. So it's one issue that may have many offshoots that, might be hitting your work, might be hitting your personal life, might be hitting your relationship to the higher spirit, however it is you call it. It may be touching multiple things, but the root cause is the same. So again, your beneficial message, instead of looking out and saying, oh my God, what have I lost? It's to go in, to go deep, to go, okay, let's get right down to the cause of this. This takes some patience, it takes some grit. It's much easier just to say, well, okay, I'll run over and do this, and then I'll get this treatment, and then I'll go and have this done. And it's much easier to do that, but it's not going to actually solve anything. All right, let's continue your story a little bit. You guys are seeing 3 cards. We've got Magician, into the Two of Swords, into Judgment. Wow. Okay, let me put these over. I wish I was an octopus. Wish I were an octopus. I'd be able to hold all these cards at once. All right, this is a big, big message. We've got the Magician flying into the Two of Swords, and we've also got the Judgment flying into the Two of Swords. So this is a big, big message, Aries. This is about the past and the future not fighting themselves anymore, coming into this moment of total reconciliation and balance with the past and the future. What tends to happen, especially with this card, is that when we don't fully process and release things, issues, then they're still in our energy. It's still in our energy field, and it's still in our vibration. And so we keep attracting same things. Same things keep coming back to us that remind us of this situation. So our past creates the future. Now here you have such a strong message saying, okay, you do want a new future. You do want a different way forward. You do want a clean slate, but we've got to get the past, Judgment, to a place where it's no longer fighting the future anymore. The Judgment card is also asking you to rise up and release yourself from the past. And it comes together so perfectly, because when you rise up and hear the call and you let go of that old self, those old patterns, that old sabotage, then you're no longer fighting your future. And you're not stuck in this weird limbo place of it's already happened, but I don't want to let go. It really does help you push forward. So Aries, the feeling right now is less of a jet ski in my head, but it could be any kind of motor vehicle. It's less of a shooting forward and more of a just coming to peace. So it's as if we're kind of coming up to the starter's line, but we're waiting. We're not in the race yet. So Aries, this is about getting everything very clear and very settled before pushing forward. This is resetting before pushing go or pushing play. Okay, very, very powerful energy coming through for you right now. The other thing to remember is that the past and the future are different animals. The second meaning of our Two of Swords here, we've got a wolf and a puma. They are two different animals, and they don't have to influence each other, but they have to stop fighting. You can't move into the future unless you have reconciled the past. Okay, and likewise, if you're staying in the past, you're definitely not creating a different future. So honoring and releasing so that you get to that point, that balance point. All right, Aries, thank you so much for joining me for the soul guidance today. I wish you an awesome week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one.